Hey everyone, Chris here. Just putting together a little video on Friends of Scouting. Basically in this video I'm going to tell you why we do Friends of Scouting. And I'm going to help share with you exactly 4 hints, tips, tricks that we really need to stick to this year in order to have a successful Friends of Scouting year. So I'll jump right in. I'm going to demonstrate one of my tips and tricks. This video is going to go no longer than 10 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer on my phone right now to 10 minutes. I like to do this for presentations at the scout level too, because we made a promise. 10 minutes, let's keep it. I'm going to hit start. What I do at a presentation is hand my phone to one of the younger scouts, tell them, hey, when this goes off, wave your hand, jump up and down, sing, the Star Spangled Banner, whatever you got to do to get my attention. I'm done. Thank you. So we're clicking. We're going. All right, Friends of Scouting. Why do we do it? Well, we're like any other nonprofit agency. All right. We're like Boys and Girls Club, we're like Gilda's Club, we're like Camp Good Days, we're like Make-A-Wish, all right? None of these operate, they don't sell a good, they don't sell a service. They operate on the generosity of donors to run their program. Boy Scouts is one of the largest one of these nonprofits. Now all those fees in the beginning of the year, they don't go at all to the council, they don't stay local at all, they go to national. They'll pay for all the insurance costs. What does council get? Nothing. So, any money that people have decided to bring into council are either donations, or they're making purchases from the scout shop, or they're making a purchase from one of our camps. That's it. That's all that happens. Everything else is donations or fundraising with popcorn. So that's why we need to do Friends of Scouting from a money standpoint. Now, I'm going to stand by the main objective of Friends of Scouting, though, is to spread the story of scouting. And I will stand by that until the end. All right, the main objective is to spread that story. Why do we have volunteers come in and tell the story? And why are these people that are volunteers that have been around for, I'm not calling you old, but you've been around for a while, usually? Why do we have people do that? Well, there's a reason that people have been involved for scouting for a long number of years. They're attached. They're attached just like somebody gets attached to a marriage, or somebody gets attached to their family. They've been around it, they love it, they know it. All right? Scouting is that way for all of us. We have stories of kids that we've gotten close to, different adults that we've made friendships with, or our family members. My story always revolves around my dad. My dad is the focal point in my life when it comes to scouting. Big man, he's got a bristly mustache. I always talk about him. He's great. And he's my scouting story. He's the reason I'm in it. That's what I want to share with people. Friends of Scouting. If you've got that Tiger Cub parent that's not sure that scouting is going to be what they're all about, but all of a sudden they hear, wow, this person's been in scouting for 20 years, and here's why. He's got an unbelievable relationship with his dad that he couldn't get anywhere else. Yeah, I want to be part of that. That's why I share it. I care about this organization. You all do too. Let's share that part. All right? Let's share that part. So the 4 tints, tricks, whatever you want to call them, that we're going to stick with this year for Friends of Scouting. These go for every single year. But these really all serve that same purpose. All right? Number 1 is speak from the heart. Speak from the heart. It's great that we get these little brochures that say, how much money you have to give to get a patch, where your money goes, how much it costs to send a kid to camp. Those are all great. But the reason they're in a brochure is because they're boring to talk about. You tried to read this front to back, man, you fall asleep in about 2 minutes. So when you hand these out, invite your volunteers, invite everybody that's there. Please take a look at them, read them. There's a lot of interesting things in there. If you're wondering where the money goes, it's right in here, and that's what we want to get across. But when we go up and give a presentation, what that can't tell you is that can't tell you the personal story of scouting. But you can. And that's exactly what we need to try to get across. Speak from that heart. When you go up, you say, I do Friends of Scouting because this is what scouting gave me. For me, it's my dad. For you, it might be a son. It might be one of your son's friends. It might be some skills that you learned along the way. It might be some adults that you're friends with because of scouting. When I was a scout going through, the Friends of Scouting person always came through and left with the tagline, scouting is a blast. That's why we do what we do. He's right. He's right. And unfortunately, that's a phone call, not my timer. All right, moving on. Number 2, don't say no for them. Too often, we're a little hesitant to ask people for money. It's true. We're all like that. We don't like to ask for help if we don't absolutely need it. But we'll ask for time. We'll ask for expertise and opinions. We can also ask for money. If somebody can't give, we make it clear that, hey, it's okay if you can't give. But part of the giving back and part of scouting is this Friends of Scouting, where we try to support each other and share with each other. If they can give $50 every 3 months, that adds up to $200 a year. That's a phenomenal amount. All right, that supports a whole scout. Okay, and what that really sacrifices is maybe a dinner out every 3 months, and maybe going to the movies every 3 months with them and a loved one. If you've got a family of 4, that sacrifices 1 dinner out, because you and I know that that's going to go right up to $50 easily if you've got a family of 4. Especially if you got teenagers like when I was 16 and could just eat forever. That's going to add up that money real quick. So that's what we're looking for. You can say, that's what we're looking for. If you can't do that, find an amount that works for you. But please, please, please don't go in there and say, this is the kind of donations, but if you don't want to give, don't give. They know that. They know they don't have to give. All right? We don't want to say no for them. If they need to say no, they can. And that's the beauty of having an envelope, is that they can write, no thank you, I can't give this year, it's not going to work. And then they can put it in the envelope, and it's private, so no one has to know. And we can worry about it later, and it's done, and we'll move on. All right? Number 3, keep the promise. 10-minute promise. That's what I'm trying to keep right now. Right now, I've got about 3.5 minutes to go until my 10-minute promise is up. So, keep the promise. Set the cell phone. Give it to a kid. Have them wave you down when 10 minutes is up. That's important. Why? None of the parents and none of the kids came there tonight because they were like, oh, it's Friends of Scouting night. We should definitely go. That's going to be so much fun. No, that's not why they come all the weeks. You know it, I know it, we all know it. It's a fact. What they do best is they have fun programs for the kids to get involved in. They like to see their kids play with their friends. They like to see their kids growing in front of them. That's why people came there tonight. So let's let them get back to that as soon as they can. We only want 10 minutes of their time. We want to share the story of scouting, ask for a donation, and say thank you. That's our goal. That's our purpose. If you come out of there with no money, but you were able to keep the promise and share your story, you're successful. You're successful. Some people might not say you're successful, but you really are. We're scouting. We're a family. We need to share that story more now than ever, that scouting is important. So let's keep that 10-minute promise. All right. Number 4 is going to be to thank them. All right. We want to thank them not only for any money they donated that night, because if that was the only thing we thanked them for, then the goal of sharing the story of scouting really wasn't true. We want to thank them for not only money they donated that night, not only for showing up that night, but for showing up for the rest of the year and signing their kids up for scouting. That matters. That's a big deal. All right? That's not easy to do. You know it and I know it. They give a lot of time. We need to take the chance to thank them. I know I never thanked my parents once until I got to my Eagle Court of Awards. And you can find my speech on YouTube if you're interested. But I didn't thank them till then because I was a dumb kid. And dumb kids don't thank their parents for things that they kind of sometimes got annoyed with when they're younger. Now's our chance to thank them for volunteering all that time. Make sure you thank them. If I could, I'd call every single one of them and thank them for what they do. But I can't. And we really want to rely on volunteers. Scouting is 99.8% volunteer run. 99.8%. All right, for I believe it's 1.5 million adult volunteers. I believe there's 3,000 employees of the Scouts nationally. Only 3,000 for 1.5 million volunteers. Thank them. They made that happen. Professionals don't do anything. You guys will say it all day, and we don't. It's volunteers like you that make scouting possible. So this is my chance to thank you. Try to keep my promise as my timer winds down. 1 minute left. Perfect. So we'll go over them one more time. Number 1, speak from the heart. Talk from here, because it doesn't matter what numbers or statistics you can throw out there. Nobody cares if you support 12,000 scouts in the council, which we do. Nobody cares about that. They want to know what they can do right here for their scout that's sitting on the ground in front of them maybe for their scout's best friend that's sitting there too. How can I help them be successful? Well, let's talk in our hearts about how scouting has helped us be successful and helped us help others. Number 2, don't say no for them. That's important. If they can't give, they know they can't give. It's a voluntary thing. And donations, fundraising, they know they can say no. Don't say no for them. Number 3, keep the promise. 10 minutes, set the phone. If you're running out of time or it goes off, try to wrap up as quick as you can. They'll appreciate that you're keeping that promise. They'll appreciate it. I'll appreciate it. And quite frankly, you'll appreciate it. And there's my timer right there. Number 4, thank them. So this is my chance right now. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for volunteering to do Friends of Scouting presentations. Couldn't do it without you. Really couldn't. All right? Just sincerest thanks from me and everybody else. So we'll see you out there. I look forward to working with you.